What is good, Neo family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Neo stock and help you guys better understand the price action of the stock and what you should be looking out for. I'm also going to talk about the overall stock market and something very crazy that's going on, as we do have some major updates coming out from Ukraine and the Fed that could definitely affect the market. I'm also going to talk about the latest pieces of news affecting Neo and what Neo put on their Twitter page that makes me very, very bullish for the long-term future of this company. Now, before I say anything about Neo, before I talk about where I see the share price going for the future, I do have to mention some very important things first. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please do not take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. And not only benefits me, benefits the entire Neo community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also going to have the opportunity to win up to $200,000 as Moomoo's giving away 200 grand for the new year. So if you want your chance, guys, please check this out. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at Neo, guys, there are some very interesting things that are going on. So we are seeing Neo kind of like drop really hard the way the entire market has. I mean, if you look at Tesla, it's down about over 2.21%. AMC is down over almost 5.5%. I mean, Roblox is also down. The VIX is a little bit in the red right now, which is kind of surprising. The SPY is in the red. I mean, there's just so much red all over the place. So it's not necessarily Neo's fault that it is in the red. What's happening is we have some major updates coming out from the Fed and Ukraine that could definitely affect how this is going to really play out. So looking at the Fed, guys, the first thing I want to talk about is, look, there is one major piece of news I want to talk about. That is the fact that the Fed has approved rules banning its officials from trading stocks, bonds, and also cryptocurrencies. Now, this in turn is going to help limit corruption or even insider trading, and it does allow the Fed to become a lot more nonpartisan, become a lot less, how should I say, biased and more neutral when it comes to the work they're doing. So I do see this as a good move. I also want to talk about something else that's important, and that is the fact that the Fed's bullard has basically taking a lot more of a hawkish stance, and that in turn is going to have a bit of effect on the market going forward. Now, the big thing on everyone's minds, though, is the major thing that's affecting the market, and that is the fact that right now we're seeing a lot more tensions between Russia and Ukraine. It was basically stated that the Ukrainian rebels evacuate civilians to Russia amid the crisis, and it's really going both ways as there's lots of evacuations now, and it does look like we may see some very, very big tensions rising again, as even President Joe Biden has stated that he is worried that there's going to be an invasion. Now, I'm not trying to say anything that's, like spreading FUD, right? That's not my intention, but it is the uncomfortable truth, as the market is still a little bit more on the fearful side when it comes to the fear and greed index. Now, going for Neo, guys, I want to talk about how this ended up affecting, the share price. So I called out the fact that we had a gap. Where was it? There was a gap at right over here at around $24 a share, or a little bit lower than that, and we ended up filling the gap pretty well down here. So I think the gap is also right here. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. $24. We didn't just fill it, but we ended up going even lower than that. Now, one of the things that I want to talk about is the fact that Neo historically also has another gap all the way down here to the $20 range. So we could see Neo drop that low if something dire were to happen. We also have a gap at $27. So we have two gaps. We could really go down before having a big reversal. And that's how I see this playing out. So people are wondering, is Neo about to crash? And my answer to that is, I don't see it that way. I think Neo is going to take a big hit if we did see a straight up invasion. But I also believe that the market is going to quickly recover right after. I don't see a big crash coming because of that, considering the fact that it is going to be the election year. And I don't necessarily think that the Fed is going to let the market take a massive hit, because it would basically allow one side to win the election for the 2020 midterms in the United States and other things like that. So from the way I see it, I think that Neo is looking a little bit more bearish. We got a sell signal from the super trend, and also it's trading below every single one of the moving averages. We had this massive red candle, and it doesn't seem like we found a major bottom quite yet. So what I anticipate is we're probably going to gap fill to about the $20 range. I would say the 20, yeah, we could go as low as the 20s, guys, if we did see something major happen. So I just wanted to prepare each and every one of you. Now, just because we dropped to 20, it doesn't mean I lost faith in this company, because going into the future, we do have that gap fill at 27, and I still think we're going to have to fill it maybe within I would say a few months from now. So what I believe is going to happen is if there's an invasion, the market's going to take a hit. It's going to drop, but it's going to recover relatively quickly. And that's the way I see it. I don't see a full on crash. I just see a bit of a drop and a correction with a very, very swift recovery. Now, anyways, guys, I want to talk about this piece of news right here. The Motley Fool is talking about the fact that when you look at NEO, they have a pretty good market cap. They're still killing it when it comes to production. But, guys, we haven't seen a profit quite yet from the company. And the reason why it's dropping is because of the overall market, right? The overall market is really, really causing these big hits. But they also have some very bullish catalysts for the future. They have a new car coming out. They have new products. They have a new product line. They also may have a new brand coming out as well. So that to me is going to be very, very cool. I can't wait to see how that plays out. So don't worry, guys, and don't be afraid. Yeah, this thing may drop for a few days, maybe for a week or two, but I do see us having a very good recovery, and I do see NEO filling this gap right here at $27. Because if you don't look at the chart from that perspective, there is a gap. There are so many gaps, like this one right here, it got filled. There's another one right here, it got filled. So, like I said, guys, I do see a big gap fill coming. Now, NEO also put this on their Twitter page. They talked about how hashtag NeoLife is about people. Teamwork is key in everything we do. So NEO is letting people know that they're a team company. They're not about dividing the world or causing anything crazy like that. They want us to be together, and they have very, very good customer service with NEO Life. Now, with the branch of NEO Life, they're going to be having their own product lines in the future. They're going to have their own merch, and they're going to really, really help people all over the world come together and enjoy their products and enjoy the experiences that they are giving. So, for the future, guys, I want you guys to be prepared, because it is looking like it's becoming a little bit more probable that Russia is actually going to invade Ukraine. If that happens, the entire market is going to temporarily take a big hit. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, but then we're going to have a very swift and keen recovery pretty shortly, actually. It may take just a few weeks, and then NEO may end up rallying after that, and we could still fill the gap at $27, perhaps around March. Now, another thing is NEO has a lot of short interest. It's a very manipulated stock if you look at the dark pool data and the off-late exchange data, and that shows that, okay, maybe with the new transparency regulations coming out on the 3rd of March, this may change things for NEO too, and we may see tougher margin requirements, which means it may get tougher to short NEO too, which puts NEO on my radar list for a potential squeeze candidate. Maybe not a major squeeze, but one that could actually cause this thing to run up at least temporarily. So that's what I have for this one. I want to thank each and every one of you for listening. And remember, guys, when people are fearful, that is the time to be greedy. I thank you for listening. Please enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you guys on the next one. NEO to the moon, and peace